Now, in terms of the first dish that you're going to cook for us, can you tell us a little bit about the dish and the ingredients that you're going to use?
When we tasted the wine together, it was obvious. It was, very light, refreshing aperitivo. For me, the perfect start to the meal, and we wanted something that was a bit of a sort of potentially an amuse-bouche or a starter, so a lighter dish, but also with bags of flavour. I love bags of flavour. This is a completely plant-based dish. So we're going today with the humble beetroot, which is from a grower just on the Wirral. And
in terms of the beetroot, it's now a vegetable that's available all year round?
Yeah, it's not we don't really have a season for beetroot. It just grows in the UK all year round, and particularly, the guy on the Wirral, he plants all different varieties as well, whether it's golden or the little stripy candy beetroots, and I just love it. I think that earthy flavour, it's got its own sweetness. And you'll see that the balance of what we're trying to create today is how we balance the sweetness and earthiness of the beetroot with the acidity of various pickles, and also a little bit of savoury element with the shallots and the herbs that we're going to use.
Okay, so what else have you got there then?
Yeah, so we obviously beetroot. We're going to use some Granny Smith apple at the end in the salad. We're also using a beautiful apple cider vinegar. Then we've got a plant-based soft cheese. So it's a combination of coconut and soy milk blended, and then it's set just like it's a bit like Philadelphia in terms of texture. And you'll see with this little pot here, we've just got some cracked black pepper, some chopped chives, a little bit of lemon zest and lemon juice, and I'm just going to blend that through in there. And when we pipe on to the Carpaccio, because that's what we're going to do with the beetroot, you'll see what we've done here is we've just cut it into perfect little discs after it's been peeled. This has then been in a pickled solution overnight, so some of our beautiful apple cider vinegar, a little bit of sugar, and then some aromatics. So we use bay leaf, we use pink peppercorn, and that just sits there. Then we dry it a little bit, put it on the paper so that when we place it to decorate, as you'll see in a minute, it's all ready. And this is typical of us in service, it's your classic mise en place. Here we go, how many of those? Right, 10 of those going, boom, 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 because we've got to be ready to get things moving. So we've got our lovely sort of coconut and soy cheese. It's actually really bright white as well, isn't it? That's sort of
the same texture and sort of, sort of feel as a goat's cheese.
It is very much so. But as I say, I think for me the silkiness and the texture, maybe it doesn't have quite the same tang, as I say, the quite sort of sharp flavour you get from goat's curd. But I think with these elements going in, you've got the lemon, the savoury chive, the black pepper, and of course the pickle. I think the balance becomes quite obvious, So I'm just going to mix this through. Tiny little splash of the vinegar as well, just to loosen that slightly. We have 3 tasting menus all the time. So we have a pescatarian tasting menu, we have a vegan tasting menu, and then we have one that is mixed meat, fish, and vegetables. So this is something that we use quite a lot on the vegan tasting. Just going to put a little bit of Maldon salt in there as well. Nice little crunch. And then the other thing I'm going to do, just while that's mixing in a little bit, I've got some in a piping bag already. I'm going to take a little bit of red and yellow chili to go with these blackberries. Okay. So these have been in a pickling liquor also. And the thing about these is that we don't like to leave them in the pickling liquor overnight because they start to macerate and break down. So I still want the natural juiciness of the blackberry and the flavour of the blackberry, but of course with the slight pickle. We always say you can always put a bit more in, but you can't take it out. So just be very, very careful, nice and gentle. Just don't get too carried away. But you'll see when you get to taste it, I think it just lifts that. People think of chili and fruit, why would you do that? But it actually just really lifts that acidity and that sweetness, and then you've got a bit of heat in there as well. A few little chives. We're just going to take our Carpaccio off the paper there, you can see, and then we're going to start to build. I'm just going to mix that in a little. Splash of olive oil as well. So the pickle becomes like a little dressing, if you like. Okay. Obviously, in terms of the art school, we like to sort of show that food is art, it's not just for eating, so it's 3-dimensional art, so you get the flavours and the textures, but it's all about how it looks at the beginning as well. To start finishing the dish, I'm just going to do some little rosettes. These are some of the shallots that we've done in the same pickling liquor. I like the shallots as well as the blackberries because you need some savoury element in there. You've got the earthy, sweet beetroot, then you've got the sort of the creamy, silky, slight citrus cracked black pepper, chives. So the chives start talking to the shallots, you know, so that we're building up these layers of flavours. And then finally, we're going to put some of our lovely blackberries. So this is a bit of fruit and heat in terms of the chili, etc. I'm just going to make a little split dressing, if you like, the oil and vinegar and the chilies. Run that around. And then there's a final bit for this one. We're going to put some little Granny Smith apple sticks before I dress these leaves. And then hopefully we'll give you a chance to taste this.
It's already looking really pretty.
Yeah, well, I think, again, you know, maybe the era I'm from, I probably grew up in the era where it was all about sort of nouvelle cuisine, and it was very much, you know, people think it's a bit old-fashioned. Well, for me, it's a timeless classic for a reason, and I like to see that, you know, things are still alive, almost as if they're growing out of the plate, or so it's quite architectural in a way. And we use a lot of these. I mean, here we've done a little mix of, you know, we've got endive, we've got radicchio, we've got some little Thai basil, some amaranth, some pea shoot, but I don't like just using one. I want to see like almost like a harvest festival, if that makes sense. I'm going to use the same dressing just to finish the leaves. Something that we're terrible in the UK at normally is we don't season and dress salads properly. So again, we're just building some height and the colours and textures, almost growing out of the plate. Then I've got my little apple sticks.
So just remind me, why do you think this particular dish is particularly suited to this wine?
Yeah, I think when I first tasted the wine, it struck me as something that was very balanced, very sort of easy in terms of acidity meets sweetness, meets refreshing, you know, those notes that keep coming. And I think when you taste these different layers, whether it be the Granny Smith, the blackberry, the beetroot, it has a similar sort of effect. And when you finish eating it, I hope, in my head, you would feel the same as if you just finished drinking that. So it has a sort of refreshing and restoring element to it. And I think that, with a beautiful, refreshing glass of Henners to start the meal, whether you're a vegan, pescatarian or a meat eater, you're going to enjoy that. So.
Fantastic. Excellent. Thank you.
Pleasure.